Hey there, you guys, welcome back. Well, it's that time of year again. It's fall and I have to start bringing my plants in. It is always a stressful time, and I wanted to make a few changes when it comes to my lighting with respect to my bathroom. I have a beautiful north-facing window in the bathroom. It's a nice big window, but it's a north-facing window. And it has a film on it, one of those ones that's just like a hazy film. It's still clear, but it's white, and but you can't see through it. Instead of having curtains, we have that. So it still lets light through, but it's like coming through a sheer and a sheer curtain. And that in itself, in a north-facing window, really reduces the light levels quite a bit. And some of my plants are doing okay, like the aglaonemas, but everything else seems to stress out a little bit. So I wanted to add some lighting, but I didn't know what I should do. And this is just an experiment, but I thought I'd bring you along with me. I wanted to maybe utilize some of the small USB lights that, like the little halo lights that can fit in each pot, but I didn't know where I could plug it in because I don't feel comfortable having extension cords in the bathroom for obvious reasons. So yeah. Anyway, that posed a problem to me, and I thought this a while ago, but I didn't do it. Probably because things were a little bit expensive back then, but prices have started coming down and things are becoming more affordable. So I thought I would try some of these power banks, and I'm hoping that I could get maybe 3, 4, 5 days out of a charge on a USB grow light, just a small grow light. I'm not looking to light the whole space. I'm just trying to amplify some of the light that's already in the room, give it a little bit more intense light. So it's not like I need to have something full size. I just want to supplement the light. So I thought I'd give this a try, and I got 2 different sizes just to try it out. This is a 40,000 milliamp per hour power bank, and this is a 20,000 milliamp per hour power bank. So I've charged these up, and I don't know how they're going to work. I think that this one, obviously it's a larger one, it's got more battery storage. This one is a smaller one, half the size. This one I'm planning on plugging in 2 grow lights to, and then this one is just going to be a single one. And I'm hoping the reviews for this one, somebody was talking about when camping, it held a charge. I think it charged their cell phone twice, and it powered a white noise machine for a child for 2 nights on that charge too. So I'm hoping that I get at least 2 or 3 days between charges, and at nighttime I can charge things up if they need to get charged up, and then in the morning I can replug it in. And if I miss a few days, the light doesn't come on, there's still light in that room, it won't be the end of the world. So I'm hoping that this will help my houseplant game a little bit. So anyway, let's open up the grow lights that I purchased. These plants were outside, all of these plants. I'm working on bringing them inside. If you want to know what they are, I've got my Ficus Audrey here, the Ficus bengalensis. I've got down here, I have the Calathea, oh god, it's a rattlesnake Calathea longifolium, I think. This is Madagascar Jewel over here, it's a euphorbia. We've got the Begonia maculata. I've got this, I don't know what this is, Rojo Congo, I think, philodendron. I've got a philodendron. What is this guy? This guy is El Choco Red. He's new to me. And over here, I don't think you can see him, but it's the McDowell. Do you remember the McDowell that we got a few months ago? I think that was in the spring. It's looking good. So anyway, let's open up this package with the light in it. So this is what I purchased. None of this is sponsored. I'm just doing this because I wanted them. Haven't been doing much in the way of YouTube videos recently because I've just been focusing on me and my life. It's so hectic these days. So I ordered a pack of 3. So They're small little grow lights, as you can see, and they tilt so you can put the light right above. It's got a little extendable, like an antenna that extends. I don't know, I think it said that it was 24 inches. And then we got a little plant spike at the bottom, and it just pokes down in the pot. So let's see, before we get started, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. I'm only gonna do one with you guys. On these grow lights, there's a power button. What do they have? A power button, an intensity light, or an intensity of the light so you can dim it. And then there's 3 time settings. I believe it's 6 hours, 8 hours, and 12 hours, I think. So you press the button and it automatically comes on for whatever time you set. It is color coordinated, so you know which one you've chosen. I'm gonna do 12 hours. No, I think I might do 8 hours. It may be 12 hours. And we'll see how long the batteries last. 8 hours would be sufficient. And then it'll automatically come on for those 8 hours. And on a 24-hour clock, it comes on for 8 hours or 12 hours or whatever you set. And it will turn off for the remainder of the 24 hours and then turn back on if you set that. You can also just turn it on and off as you wish. I will use a timer. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of cord out here. And let's pop this in a plant. Fumbling around here. Okay, so let's pop this in a plant. Let's pop it into this little calathea. I don't know what plants, actually I do know some of the plants that I'm gonna put it in. I've got a money tree that's not looking so good. I put it outside for the summer. It's finally starting to grow leaves. It was in that bathroom. It was doing well for a couple of years, and then it just really collapsed. And really that happened after I repotted it. And yeah, so anyway, let's, and then there's, what is it? The Homeolina Selby. I love that one. That's gonna get one of the lights. It looks terrible as well. And I've got a Maranta Lemon Lime that I really want to have grow, and it's been doing okay outside, and I want to increase the light level inside because I think it just wasn't getting enough light. I know, if a Maranta doesn't get enough light, my God, that's a dark room. So anyway, we are plugging this in. This is let's do it into the 40,000 ampere one. And it has, on the front of this thing, it has a little guide to tell you how much battery juice is left. So I'll look at that at the beginning of each day, just so that I know if I need to charge it or not. So let's turn on the power. Ooh, it worked. Did you see it turn on? Does it come on? Yeah, it shows up. And then I'm going to play with the intensity. 3 little levels, so I can have it off, brightest. Oh, that's the brightest. Oh, there, okay. Just click it until you find the brightness level you want. And then you set the timer by pressing the little clock button. And I don't know whether it's gonna show you, I don't know whether you can see the little light on there is changing. Now it's blue, now it's green. And I believe I'll have to look at the instructions. It has 4 hours, 8 hours, and 12 hours. Red is 12 hours, and blue is 8 hours. So we'll click it until we get to blue. Now it's set to 8 hours, and now I can have my little grow light on here. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put this stuff in the bathroom upstairs, and I will show you where they are, and then we'll come back, well, in the same video in a second. I'll let you know how long each one of these lasted, whether it lasted 2 days, 3 days, 4 days for each one. So anyway, let's stay tuned for that. Okay, so welcome to the bathroom, very echoey. So I set up the one here. I was gonna do 2. I don't have the plants in here that I originally wanted to put in here. They just looked a little rough. I'm gonna keep them in the grow room for a little while and see if they perk back up. They just look like hell. So anyway, I've got my little El Chaco Red and the Congo, the Rojo Congo. And I was gonna put the 2 in here, but it said that in the instructions, it said that this could get quite hot, and that's normal, and not to place anything on it. So when it went into this pot, the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma was touching it, and I didn't want that to happen. So I opted not to put the light in just yet. My next project is to put adhesive hooks on the glass here. I'm going to use the 3M hooks so they're easily removable, so they don't stick and dirty up the glass. And I want to have this vine go all through the shower wall on the outside. One thing that I want to make note of is with these power banks, they're not meant to be in a bathroom. If you have an overly humid bathroom, don't use them in the bathroom. My bathroom doesn't get overly humid. It's the same as the rest of the house. We do use our fan. I am going to prop this one up that's on the other side of the shower just in case some condensation ends up happening here, but it should stay pretty dry. I'm going to use some pads to lift this up, or some little pebbles or something just just in case there's a little bit of standing water. Yeah, so there's that one. And then over here, I want to have the money tree eventually, but right now I put the snake plant, the, what is this one? Sansevieria Whitney. And I have the light up here. It extends. I think it can go a little higher, but we'll see what it does. The Sansevieria is a lower light plant anyway. I'm sure it would do fine in here without the light, but I'm just testing it out for the battery. I will get back to you in a second to see how long each one lasts. And yeah, so just a side note, just remember with the power banks, don't use them if they're gonna get hit by water or really, really high humidity environments. And also these little lights, just follow the instructions. These are not waterproof, so you don't want them to get wet. So my bathtub is down here. They are up on a little shelf, so they're not going to get hit by any water. The only time they might get a little bit of a splash is if I'm watering, but the pots are a good distance away. On the other side of the tub, we've got the Aglianemos that are doing beautifully. I think this one's called Madonna. I think it's Madonna. I've been asked about it in the past, and I said I have no idea. But then I was looking it up. I think it's Madonna. I forget what this one's called. Something Marie, I believe. And look at it, it's got cute little flowers, and it's doing just fine. And then in the window here, I have, as you can see, there's the film on the window. This is the Ascananthus Mona Lisa. It has flowered. It hasn't flowered all summer. It looks like there might be some buds maybe starting at the end of this vine. Is that what's happening here? Or it's just branching. It's hard to see. It's not coming into focus. Anyway, this is going to be put in a hanging pot soon, and it's going to go downstairs in the south-facing window. But for now, it's living its life up here. But I would eventually like to put a hanging plant just up in the ceiling. Okay, so it's been about a month since I started this little project. At first, I thought that this wasn't working. For whatever reason, the light itself, maybe it's because it doesn't pull enough energy. It doesn't do an automatic cycle where if you set the timer for 10 hours, it doesn't turn off for 12 and then turn back on after 10 like it does when it's plugged into the wall. So you have to turn them on every day. In the beginning, I thought that it was using up all of the battery life each day, and I thought, oh, that's frustrating, and I don't want to charge these every day because these have a limited lifespan. What I found is that the 40,000, what is it? It's been a while. Milliamp per hour, I believe that's what it is. The 40,000 milliamp per hour is the better option because I get about 4 days worth of power out of this. I have to unplug it each day and plug it back in and turn on the light. I've noticed that having it on full power, the light on full power, it will use up, if not maybe 50% to 75% of the battery. But if I lower it down to like midway on the lighting, so not full power, but maybe 50% power, I get about 4 days out of this power bank. So that's not terrible. With this little 20 milliamp per hour power bank, I get about 2 days worth of the same power, about half strength. And I think I have it on for 8 hours, the light. So about 2 days, about 4 days. Again, it doesn't work on an automatic schedule, so you have to turn it on. You have to unplug it and plug it back in, and then turn it back on. But all in all, it works. It won't work if you're going on vacation, but if you're going on vacation, you can run a little extension cord over to it, and it will go on its cycle. But I wouldn't want the extension cord near the tub if I'm home using it. So all in all, it does work. It doesn't work as well as I thought it would, but it does add some supplemental light where I need it. So in that, it's very, very good. And it's good to have multiples. I'll turn this on. As you can see, I'm going to turn it on here. I'm going to turn it down 1 notch, and then I'm going to set it to 8 hours. So again, two days worth, 4 days worth. I would continue. I would only buy the 40 milliamp per hour one or higher because this lasts longer. To charge this every other day is ridiculous, but to have multiple, it makes it nice because you just swap it out. Again, long term, don't know whether it's very beneficial because these don't last forever. You'll notice over time that the charge won't last as long. So I don't know how long this will last. At least a year, I'm sure. Usually these things are like 300 to 600 charges before they start to really notice. You start to really notice the deterioration of the battery. So anyway, make your own judgment. Maybe this will help you. It might be a good option. Otherwise, I don't know. We gotta still try to figure out ways to light areas where there's no electricity. But this may be an option for you. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing.